Hello, Internet. My name is Matt, and this is the Year of the Kilt, and it's week 35? I'm losing track. 35, 35, 36, 35. Whatever week it is, it's Thursday, and I want to talk about rebellion. Not in the terms of the Scots rebelling against the English. Not that anyone actually talks about that in real life. But I want to talk about the pseudo-rebellious culture that is kilt life. That is to say, yesterday I was engaged in a conversation. I was wearing a kilt. Yesterday I was wearing a Utila kilt. And I had an elderly woman come up to me at a board meeting and just start sort of chatting to me about where the kilt came from and why I do it. And all of that, and I'm used to those questions. And she sort of related it. She related to it. She's like, yeah, back in the day when I was, at wherever, when I was in college, I was sort of a rebellious type too, and that kind of like stopped me. Not because I don't think the kilt is a rebellious thing. I think that it really is, but that I never really heard it described as that before. It's always, when you hear kilt and rebellion, you hear, 18th century Scotland or 16th century, whatever, Scotland, and rebelling against the English, and when the kilt was outlawed, and then when it was finally allowed back in, and whatever. So, but modern day kilt wearing, I associate more with comfort more than with sort of a pseudo rebellious culture. But I feel like it's definitely a thing. Like maybe I didn't realize that about myself, but the fact that I was wearing a kilt in high school might have been just to piss my parents off. And the fact that I do it now is because one, I'm used to it, two, it's comfortable, and three, it starts conversations. And why does it start conversations aside from it being different that a man wears a skirt? That it's associated with rebellion. It's associated with being your own person, with moving on from the cultural norm. And I guess I hadn't really stopped to think about it and, assess whether I was doing it to be rebellious or whether I was doing it to just be different or whether I was doing it to be comfortable. I think it's a mix of all of the above. And, of course, to get hit on by older women, which is definitely a thing. I still get the compliments on the kilt mostly from men, not very helpful, and older women, also not very helpful. I don't know what it is about normal people. Maybe they have that filter. They don't have to be like, hey, nice kilt. Like, why do you wear the kilt? Can I touch your dick? Like, whatever. Are you wearing any underwear? Maybe they just have that filter. Normal people. And, older women are over it and don't care anymore. And men genuinely appreciate it. Panted men. Panted? Men wearing pants? Generally appreciate the idea of like, hey, maybe I could do that someday, or man, he's got big nuts, maybe I wouldn't be comfortable doing that, whatever. So I've been kind of on a rebellious thought train for a little while, just thinking about that and where that all came from. So I've been listening to Dropkick Murphy and Flogging Molly a lot because they're like, I don't know, Celtic rock, man. They're like, it's like punk. It was punk-ish, and now it's not really. I'm not sure punk is really a thing anymore. Excuse me, that's gross. But yeah, listening to some rebellious sort of punk Irish Celtic music, and rocking out and wearing the kilt, and that's pretty much what's going on. I'm also trying to figure out music for the wedding because it's an Irish themed wedding, a Celtic themed wedding, and we've been trying to figure out music that is not rebellious Irish rock, that is something more appropriate, but isn't like harps and pianos all the time. So I've been trolling through Spotify trying to find like good guitar and some fiddle action and that kind of stuff. And it seems like there's 5 or 6 different artists at least on Spotify that are making this stuff, and then they all like mix and match each other's albums. So they're all like, you find one song on every album that it's the same. which is kind of unfortunate. But we're up to like 75 songs now total for the wedding, so that'll be good. Probably. It's not going to be like a huge rage fest. There's only going to be like 35 people there, so there's not going to be a lot of dancing. It's just background music for dinner, and then a little dancing, and then some, you know, rock music and EDM when the old people disappear. Or maybe to get rid of the old people. Maybe you know, okay, Grandma and Grandpa, it's time for you to leave. Let's turn up the Skrillex. We'll try that and see how that works. I think that could be fun. Maybe they'd like it. I don't know. Oh, shit. Anyway, that's what's going on this week. I think it's 35. It might be 36. I think it's 35. But I'll figure out the number in the post. And whatever the number is on the title of the video, that's the real number. Because I have to keep track by number. Anyway. I think I'm going to bail. Go start working for the day. So until next week, I am Matt, and this is the Year of the Kilt. And we'll see you next week, balls deep in wedding prep.